Hey guys, welcome to our review of Kamen Rider Geo. This is Bill. Kamen Rider Geo, episode 7. As always, I'm your host of Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
Makotoa.
my dude. Welcome back. We just got done watching it, and I enjoyed it. And this is really the first episode for me that showcased what this show is backdoor trying to do. Like this show isn't positioned as villain of the week or a random guy that needs help of the week, but it kind of turned into that because like with Ghost, you'd have some random passerby be the guy that they help.
Yeah.
And the way they do it here is that they turn them into the monster of the week, and that sort of gets glossed over because it has this pull of oh, the villains are actually past riders. They have the
Yeah.
power of the past riders. So it's not necessarily something you pick up, or at least I picked up on until now, but we are just basically doing a sort of situation of the week, or someone's problem of the week, and we're solving that um you know uh half episode by half episode, and I enjoy it.
I definitely noticed that sooner just because I'm not familiar with all the writers. So they weren't significant to me as much. Like I knew maybe two or three, um, but I didn't actually watch those series. So in my eyes, it was like, oh yeah, this is probably one of those cool ones that people are, super hype about. It's really nice fan service for them. But as far as I'm concerned, it's just like this monster. It has a resemblance of something that other people like.
Oh, okay. Well,
So I mean, it has been very
honestly,
episodic or monster of the week.
yeah.
It's still fun to watch, especially just because it feels like there's more attention to detail and like love poured into the designs.
Mhm. And you don't with any regular, something of the week, you don't get that. Like, I know that there is appreciation and love that goes into the suits that are being made, unless it repaints, but the suits that are being made in other shows. But really, you get to see it here, where the designs are kicked, the main rider twisted and kicked up to
Yeah.
10. Like this episode with Wizard, instead of his regular hand, it's a bony skeleton hand.
Yeah.
And you know uh traditionally Wizard's ring had, his transformation ring has his face on it, so it was really cool that his face was a ring. I loved it. All the touches were really cool. Did he have a tail?
He had
I
a long like ponytail.
Okay, I'm thinking that's because he also has a dragon form, and that's like a dragon's tail.
I liked how he still had a cape or like ward what do you call it? Like a
He
cloak.
had that half cape up
Yeah.
here and down. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I like that too. Um, and we, man, I love how we just got a small taste of Kamen Rider Beast's appearance. Like, they could only schedule this guy for one episode, not even cameo in the episode ahead of
Yeah,
time.
he's not even
Just
like that might not even be him,
I know
honestly.
it shouldn't be him, because why would you
Yeah.
bring him in to obscure his face?
Mhm.
So I'm really excited to see him. I hope he has his mayonnaise still in this sort of twisted universe. But I'm super stoked to see him, and the wizard form. Another thing I wanted to touch on is that Gates is getting a lot of these forms. Like, he got Fies, he's gonna get Wizard, he got others like Dry, Ghost. Like, he has at this point, I feel like he's used more than Geo has, or at least matching. Um, Speaking of Gates, I did like that we dove more into like we did get to dive into the situation of the week, but we dove into the character interactions with um him and Waz, him and like the time jackers. Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering what that sort of triangular relationship is all about because the time jackers obviously they're trying to displace Oma Geo from time, but Waz is trying to keep the timeline and weirdly enough, Gates is trying to displace Geo from the
Yeah,
timeline.
so why aren't they working together? I guess it's because they want to end up being the warlord and
Yeah, yeah.
that. So they're not.
And yeah, they see him as trouble. So I liked those three things clashing,
Hmm.
as well as Gates talking to Waz like they knew each other from before. Like there
Yeah.
was a betrayal that happened
You've
too.
never beaten me once. Like, ooh. Waz is definitely becoming my favorite character. Just the pretentiousness, the like eloquence in his language and speech.
Yeah. And his interaction with Geo early on in the episode was like really endearing. And he's like he just sort of shows up and he's like, "Oh, hey, Waz." Like he's so
Yeah.
excited to see him. Like, "Yeah, I'm excited to see him too. That's nice."
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I just
I want to say something on the villain of the week character. Like,
yeah.
he's I initially thought that it was kind of a weak motivation, but then
Mhm.
they gave us more information about it, and
Yeah.
it began to make more sense. And she, one of the time jackers herself was just like, needs more. What did she
This
say?
plot needs to thicken.
Yeah. So she set him up and all that jazz, and I just want to say, like, whoever was the actor for that guy was putting in the work. His face was just furrowed the whole time, and I don't know, like, I just felt his pain for some reason.
Man, what if that's just his face?
What if that's just his face? Okay. I hope not. But it definitely, it left an impression on
Yeah, no,
me.
I felt for the guy. Like,
Mhm.
again, not condoning his actions, but I do understand the motivation and I do understand
Yeah,
the you know what he's up against
for
um
sure.
emotionally. So that it was a very I don't want to say relatable, but like something you could understand.
Mhm.
And that's what I feel like is missing in a lot of the situation. Every time I think of that, I keep going back to Ghost and like not really caring about the situation of that week to lead us into
Yeah,
the power up.
yeah.
But here, like they took the time to really focus on the characters that you're supposed to care about in this arc, and I very much appreciate it. It reminds me a lot of how Kamen Rider Double did it because like, it would center around like, oh hey, we have to investigate who the bad guy is, and it would go into their story, and it would be a
Mhm.
2 episode arc structure. So in that way, I really did appreciate it, and I do again appreciate this sort of 2 episode arc.
Okay, yeah, like
Episodic situation as opposed to because like build was largely not episodic but the other one, you know the word.
is narrative. I don't know.
No, that's not it. It's like not that but that, but it's not episodic. It's like how Netflix does it. I kept saying it for build.
Tell us down in the comments below.
But I got used to it with build, and
Yeah.
having like an overall like ramping up of the story. So it took a bit of time for me to adjust back to the more episodic structure. And I think with this episode, I'm pretty much there, especially since like these characters this week got nailed pretty well.
Mhm.
Um,
I think the music has been the most appropriately placed for me this episode. Just
Yeah.
specifically because, you know, the whole theme for this show seems to be like this Arabian style music because Sands of Time or whatever. And we had it, you know, over the Magician's Act, and it just really fit. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, yes, I'm digging it.
Yeah. No, I mean I liked it. I don't have much else to say.
Yeah.
The music fit, but then again, it's like this is our normal music.
Yeah.
This should only fit every now and again. This should always fit. You know,
Yeah.
like it doesn't necessarily understand the flow of its own show. But whatever, you know, whatever. I can't wait for next week because we're gonna get to see that beautiful wizard armor. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I think I'm good.
All right, cool. So, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. At the end of this video, there will be a link to the watch along. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that, and you'll be able to watch the episode along with us and react along with us. If you haven't watched the episode already or just want to watch it again. Then again, you wouldn't be watching this if you have watched it already. So keep it juicy.
See ya.
Oh, buy our shirts. There was a sale this weekend, and all the episodes went up after the sale. It'd be really nice if TeePublic let us know, but they were really nice about paying us